So it's really important for you as a projector to understand not only yourself, but really you're here to know other people, okay? So when we're looking at this graph, we see that there are 4 main types of people on the planet. There are 4 main types of vehicles, how people process, how they need to operate through life, okay? And we need to see what your role is within all of the group, right? So we have manifestors, which are the creative force in life. They are intended to go out and initiate, okay? They're the ones that go out. They seem kind of independent, and they've got all these visions and ideas, and that's their job, right? And then you see below that are generators, which are most of the people that you're going to be dealing with are going to be generators. Like I'm a generator. And generators are about almost 70% of the people in your life. And the generators are here to receive, right? We're here to respond to life, right? Like we are not supposed to be a manifester and initiate in life. So most of the planet is conditioned to be manifestors, like go out, figure out your life, you know, take your ideas, just pick something and do it, be competitive, and you should never fail. You know, it's like just no matter what, do it. And that's not really correct. So the generators are here to respond in order to actually create the systems, okay, to create the living systems of the planet. Now you see the projector. Now the projector has both the yang and the yin aspects. So if you go down to the next picture, you can kind of see how the vehicles operate. So the generator is like a giant torus donut, and the manifester has like all these arrows coming from the inside out. So the projector, the way that your aura, your energies work is that whenever you're around anybody, you're in the presence of somebody, or even like us on this call, your energy, the way it operates is it's absorbing the other person. And it's also has like this laser penetrating quality that goes very deeply into that person. This gives the projector an enormous skill and gift of being able to see deeper than anybody else on the planet into the other person, the situation, into the group. And this gives you the ability to see where the person is operating from, you know, and you feel it through all of the white spaces in your chart. Okay, all the white stuff in your chart is where you're receiving, okay? And then the laser part of your chart is all the colored in centers, okay? So you have like these channels and gifts. So you're simultaneously absorbing and penetrating deeply into others, okay? So we want to know how does this affect you and the other person? Because when you don't know about this and you're going through your life, what can happen is because you see so deeply into the other person, into the other situation, that you may want to tell them what you see. It's like, hey, I'm seeing that if you did this, this would help you. Or maybe you should try this. Or why are you doing that? And what happens is projectors, the theme, the not self theme, like the conditioning energy that you may have at times is you may embody the feeling of like bitterness, feel really bitter. Like nobody listens to me. Nobody takes my advice. You know what I'm saying? It's not like your fault. It's just, this is all about your vehicle being in the center of your geometry, meaning how do you enter correctly so that every time you give advice and every time you're sharing what you see with others, it's going to be accepted. And what ultimately happens is the purpose of this energy is to bring success. Okay, your soul, your being, your vehicle, everything is really about success. You're here to be successful. And to bring success to others. So if you go back up to the next picture where we were just looking, the way that the projector interacts with the manifestors and the generators is you're kind of like this middleman between the people that are like spraying the vision and that are here to like create something new and bring something new into the reality. And you help the manifestors to know themselves because they are not self-aware. And you help the generators to communicate the vision of the manifestor. Now, in your life, you don't have to go around and try to figure out who everybody is, because that's probably not going to happen. But I mean, I know a lot of projectors that do pull the charts of the people in their life just to know, like, okay, my partner is a generator. You know, I'm working with these manifestors and generators. And you communicate down. That's why it's called precipitation. You bring down to the generators so they can ground down the vision and create whatever's wanting to be created. The generators are kind of like the workers. You're the consultant, the guide, facilitator. You're supposed to be a guide, you know? And that's what you're here to do. And the manifestor is kind of like this really interesting energy that goes out and just like, you know, changes the quantum field for everybody, how their energy works. And it's very rare, but there is a reflector in the group, and they're completely open. And they just change everything in a way where it's like they can make anything possible. And they can tell who's doing things right. But mostly you're going to be dealing with manifestors, projectors, and generators. So your strategy, this is the first thing that you can actually start to embody. Okay, this is how you align your vehicle correctly into your geometry. And this is really important, is that you have to wait for the invitation. Okay, what this means is that you cannot just give people your advice. You cannot just give people what you see, right? You have to wait, because projectors, right? You're kind of like this, you know, unique creature that's floating around on the energy of other beings. Imagine you have these really ornate keys and like floating, they're like a part of your body, like your auric body. You can imagine you have these really ornate keys that as you're floating around, you'll bump into people and they will either like your key will fit directly in, and then you can unload all this wisdom. You know, these keys are your talents, your wisdom, your gifts, your special sight as a projector, okay? Or the key will not fit, and it's nothing you can do. It's not personal. It's literally just how these genetic codes, these archetypes align, okay? So if it doesn't fit, meaning the person does not respect you, they don't recognize who you really are, they don't appreciate you, or they just like, you know, are just not really listening to what you have to say, and you can feel this, you need to not try to give them your sight, your special vision. You're becoming, you know, the Karate Kid where the master, you're becoming like a master that is actually going to eventually turn people away. You're like, nope, I'm not giving you what I see. Yeah, that's really what's going to be coming up. Okay, so with this strategy, you're learning to, over time, this is how you know who is correct for you. If your key does not fit 100%, if the person doesn't see you 100%, you have to like see that and know that, and not try to get anybody to recognize you, not try to get anybody to appreciate you. You need to, when you walk into a room and in your life, and start feeling it now, you embody success and the honor and the duty of having these special vision, these keys that you have to protect, you know, that you can really only give to other people. Because if it doesn't fit correctly in the lock, the person will not understand. They're not going to get it. They're going to feel annoyed. They're going to feel like, oh, what, you know it all? Why are you telling me this? Why are you trying to control me? You know, this energy of like, I'm not going to listen to you. Has to be 100%. Now, you know now that you're this amazing creature that has these skills and gifts to offer humanity. What you also can embody to start getting more into this alignment is you're here to be a seer of energy, okay? Not to try to change the energy, right? You see where things need to go. So what you can do is start really being more appreciative of others, recognizing others, inviting others, right? And seeing the success and like being this person that can be, you know, not trying to control or influence or to change what people are doing, because you're taking in people so much and your laser aura is penetrating deeply into them. That's where the bitterness comes in, because if you're not invited, the person shuts down and almost like rejects, you know, it's like, no. So that's something where in your life you may have felt really undervalued in general, but you're very valuable, right? It's just the energy. So another thing is, don't ever compare yourself to others, because you're not here to work. Okay, you're here to be a specialist, somebody who comes in. And by the way, in your life, you need to come in and come out, like you get in and out with people. It'll make sense later, but yeah, don't compare yourself to to the other people, especially to like generators. You might see like, wow, this person's working really hard and they have all this energy and they're doing all this stuff and the world expects me to be a certain way and I don't want people to think I'm lazy or that I'm this or that. You have to stop all that, because you need to rest more. You need to take a lot of downtime, a lot of alone time, you know, always sleeping alone. Your aloneness is something that protects you, right? Because when you go out into the world, you're kind of being sucked in to everybody else's energy. Yeah, which can be a great opportunity. And I'll show you how to work with it. But if you stay in the field, this is where you start getting like your reputation takes a hit. Like you don't know why people are disappointed with you. You tried really hard, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, you have a really unusual ability to guide people in life. Now, once the invitation is there, once this appreciation, recognition, and you've been observing energy and you're taking this role as embodying success and observing others and appreciating what's going on, you don't need more invitations from that person for that, whatever the context was. So for example, if I recognize you as somebody that, like say I ask you, hey, can you help me like record my guitar playing? You know, because I recognize that you have these abilities and I see that in you. You don't need any more invitations from me about that. And you can start, like there's no more rules in there. Like you can start saying, oh, and you should try to use this program and get this mic, and you know, you can start guiding the person with what they're doing. So you're this like great facilitator, taking in all the energy and distributing it. That's what the projectors are doing on a planetary level. Like, why are you here? You're here to take in energy, to see energy, to recognize that it's not yours, and to see imbalances. Oh, there's too much over there, not enough over there. So the projectors on a planetary level are the great distributors, right, of the resources, of the energy of the planet, to make sure that the systems are effective, right? Projectors are the system's masters. So the generators build it, and the projectors are here to make them more efficient. Projectors are about 22%. So it's not like that high, you know, 1 in 5 people in your life. But yeah, so it's really this recognition and appreciation energy. That is what invitation is. Okay, so that's why they say too that projectors are really here to know the other. Okay, and the secret in your life is to find the right people. And this happens by not compromising. I've seen a lot of projectors who compromise, which means they're with people or working with people that don't fully recognize them, it literally affects their health. Like they have serious health issues, and they call it the death of the projector. As if you're compromising yourself in that way. Like, well, I know this person is not recognizing me, and maybe I'm initiating and trying to give them advice. So I'll stop that first and then see, but yeah, so that is like one of the most important things in your life. Like the people you're around is like super, super important.
Yeah.